Okay. We're live. Look at that. Hello. You from the past. Excellent. Let's make sure YouTube is live. Yeah. 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 Be live, be live. Okay, it's a little delayed. Yeah. 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Alrighty. And let me get chat. That's good. Gonna keep this here. Hardware. And I pre-populated all of my postings for social, so I just need to hit go, go, go. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop. I also figured out why no one follows me on Twitter, because I don't do any enragement. So yeah, no one really talks to me at all. Oh, Botrix has connected to the channel. Can I turn that off? Like, that's nice. I assume, is that, I don't want Twitch side. I just closed all the windows. So yesterday I had kind of a bad experience with Linux. Oh, before I get into that, I have a Ko-Fi page, Coffee, however you pronounce that. If you want to support me, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It just helps me out. But yeah, so back to yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a shit show. I scrambled in the morning to do unrelated things for the stream, and then I had a couple hours to get things ready for the stream. Anyway, long story short, I don't know why, but my stream wasn't stable. I don't know if it was the stream or if it was the system or what. But yeah, anyway, I got a crash, I think. I don't know if Wayland just like shit the bed or what, but like I couldn't do anything, and I had to restart the computer, and that kind of just ruined my mood for the stream. But today we're back on Owncast, by the way. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of Owncast feeds, so that's why I was kind of like looking at that. A lot of people are liking the post, sharing with their followers, which is great. I love that. Thank you, GamingNet, Newsmast.community, and Armored Wizard at Dice.camp. I should actually go to those. I made my, I guess it makes sense now that I'm on Linux. I'm on Linux still, by the way. But I joined basically right when Twitter was sold. Everyone kind of like talked about leaving, and Mastodon was kind of the thing to go to. And so I joined the FOSS, free and open source community, because I was like, oh, around that time I was playing around with Linux as well. So I joined that because it like made sense to do. Yeah, now I'm kind of like, oh, well, I do a lot of game dev stuff, even though I use a lot of open source software. I do a lot of game dev. I kind of wish that I joined like more game dev communities. I know that you like pull and push, like it's actual social network instead of a feed being like shoved into you. You kind of like pull and push things that you follow or are interested in. So if I follow enough people on the game dev side of things, on these game dev servers, and I get enough people to follow me, then it's as if I'm on those servers anyway. So yay for the Fediverse. Yeah, so I also updated my system last night. Speaking about the crash, going back to the crash from yesterday, I didn't get any crash logs. I kind of tried to debug that live. Figured that'd be a poor use for time because I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of tried to figure things out. Everyone said go into var logs to see, and there were just no logs. So I don't know if Wayland crashed or like locked up, because like my I can't remember if I had sound or not, but my desktop was unusable. It like basically froze. I couldn't move anything. OBS was just froze. It was just like everything was just a static image, which is usually really bad. So I didn't know if it was the encoder stuff either. So like I updated everything last night, restarted, and I was playing games just fine. I was played Counter-Strike and the new Portal. Those are native Linux, Counter-Strike 2, and the Portal mod that was for free. Portal Revolutions starts with an R. Revelations, I can't remember. But yeah, that's a good game. I got through the intro part of it. It is pretty good, exactly like Portal. Pretty entertaining. But let's see. Yeah, and then I tried some Epic Games. I didn't play those too much, but I got some games running into the main menu at least. Probably should have played more of them into like actual gameplay. And this morning I was playing Elden Ring. Got Cyberpunk also running. Those are all wine games. Those aren't native Linux. So essentially what I was saying is I might have fixed the issue. I hope I used enough intensive applications that maybe I fixed the issue. Potentially. Yeah, I did like a system update, and there were some like updates to the Linux kernel, also Plasma. So I don't know if there was a bug in those, or like they were interacting in a weird way, or if I needed some more cleanup from the AMD Pro drivers that I tried to install to get the encoding to work. I have no idea. I honestly don't know. But yeah, so this morning I was using the computer fine, put it to sleep, woke it back up. It seems okay. Seems good. And just to be safe, I rebooted like an hour ago, just like 40 minutes ago, just before I got the stream all set up. So hopefully there's no issues for the stream. Oh, that's right. I didn't get like a whiteboard board app. Board Fantasy Sports. Chalkboard Plus. Oh, why do I have to sign? It's a chalkboard. Like, why do I have to log in? Oh no. No. Okay, well that's not gonna give me. Is there like a boss note? Box rec. Okay. I don't know what that site was. Probably shouldn't have clicked on it. So I still need a drawing program. I kind of wanted to draw some things out, but basically we're gonna make Pokemon right now. We're just gonna have let me open this up. And this, not invin, run bin. Oh, I reinstalled, so I can't remember. I know that I could install or build raylib, and I was trying to get raylib to use Wayland, but I don't think it was, even though I linked everything correctly. I'm not sure about that, but I reinstalled it. So I uninstalled it through the package manager, and well, I removed it and like reinstalled it from the package manager to ensure that I'm using the one from the package manager, not the one built for Wayland. Because right now GLFW has Wayland support, but it's experimental. So sorry, kind of going back into the crashing thing, because I'm still thinking about that. When I crashed. I can't remember if the game was running or not, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. So we're gonna, okay, so we have our stuff here and our stuff here, and I think I'm gonna have like maybe a little square here. I think we're gonna make a texture. I know I can just make a blue square here and a red square here or something like that. But I think I'm gonna have actually load a square texture. So we'll have to open up GIMP and load that. Just because I know that eventually we're going to use sprites, so I want to actually use the texture system to handle sprites. But before I do that, I do want to kind of get basic attacks and defense working. So let's work on that. I think we're just going to use if statements. I was thinking like I was doing big head mode stuff last night, and I was just like, or before and after the stream yesterday, that I was just like, oh yeah, like we're gonna have like a UI, and like those are gonna fire events, and then like we're gonna subscribe to those events, and then we're gonna like react, and we're just gonna wait and spin our update logic until, come on camera, focus. Until like we get an event, and then we'll execute that action if we can, and then we'll do all this crazy stuff for like a very, very big enterprise level of RPG mechanics. But for now, I think we're just gonna see whose turn it is. So I'm gonna do a little bool. Let's say his player's turn. I'm gonna say true, they gotta go first. Well, it's speed and like dexterity. Like these aren't like the final ones. We're just trying to get basically a concept of two things. Is that mirrored? Should that not be mirrored? That's to my right, that's to my left. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, another thing, as I disabled this like background blur stuff, it didn't look as good on Linux, or I couldn't get it as good on Linux, and also it uses a ton of my CPU. It uses like 6 threads, whereas before it used my GPU, or on Windows it uses my GPU. So I just disabled it just in case that also maybe caused the crash. I don't know. I wish I had better logging. I probably do have better logging. I just wish I knew more about Linux logging and errors, because on Windows I would have just event viewer, and based off of the cryptic codes I would have looked those up, and then someone would have been like, oh, make sure your GPU is up to date, and I was like, oh, GPU related, that I probably had an unstable overclock, let me just turn that off, right? And that's fine. But so let's draw. We're gonna make our update over here, and then so we'll just do if is player turn, else when it's the enemy's turn. Oh, what? Why did you decide to be over there? What makes you think that you should be over there? That is odd. That's really odd. Okay. So I guess I need UI, right? Actually, let's not do UI. We're gonna just look on keyboards for now. We'll do UI after I get the basics done, because I think that's important. That's gonna be basically the entire game. I kind of want you to be able to play the game with either a controller or a mouse. There's not gonna be a lot of movement, I guess, or any movement, but let's see. Yeah, so we'll just do if. I have to remember how to do key input. Input is key pressed. Yeah, we can do is key pressed. Is key pressed. Then we do oops. I thought, why are you not working? Yeah, no, but I want 0. Why is this not working? LSP_info. Clang D. We're in a clang D buffer. Detected file type C. Okie dokie. I don't know. Does begin? Can I go to begin draw? Or am I fine? Yo, okay, what? Is key press. And there's also like key. Okay, here we go. What do I want? 1. Is it just the number 1 or is it spelled out? I would assume it's the number 1. Oh. No, it's spelled out. Dang it, because I deleted it. Fuck. Okay, so we're gonna attack. I think I'm just gonna do attack logic here. So we're gonna do enemy.health minus equals whatever the damage is gonna be. So we're gonna do player attack times, I don't know. We should probably roll for an attack range. What do we want to say? Your attack value. You can do. So there's kind of a few ways to do this. We can either just say like, oh, you can do like whatever percent between whatever percent, like 50 to 100% of your attack value as damage, which I think is what we're going to do. And then a crit will just be like 150% of the attack or 125% of the attack, or whatever we decide. I think that would be good as well. Or we can do something weird where it's like 40 to 80%. We're just saying it doesn't have to be that, but like some percentage below is a normal attack, and then 100% is a crit. Effectively probably do the same thing. Users are probably going to figure it out anyway, figure out the formula, so it probably doesn't matter which way we do it. It might feel better. So I think that's the thing with psychology, is that something feels better if you feel like you're breaking the rules. So a crit feels like you're breaking the rules if you know that the attack, that the base attack you can do is 100% of the normal attack. So in our case, 8 damage is just 100% of the attack value. And so you got a good roll if that's what you do, if that's the damage you do. And now if you do 120%, 25% or 150% of the attack, that feels super good because it feels like you're going beyond what the maximum is allowed for the game. So even though that's effectively the same thing as like, oh, if we do like 40 to 80% of the attack value, and then 100% is a crit or whatever, right? Then it doesn't feel as good because you're only going to 100%. So I think most of the players probably won't actually feel it. They'll just be like, oh, bigger number. But like I think psychologically, some of the tryhards will be like, oh, that's weird, it only goes to 100%. Anyway, that's just an aside. Let's see if we have random number generation. Oh, cool. We can set random seed. That's cool. What if I want like a float? Because that's inclusive. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be like, cast that to float, give random value. What did I say? Yeah, we'll just do 60 to 100%, and we're gonna divide by 100f. It'll give us a decimal, multiply by our attack. And yeah, if relative to defend. Yeah, we'll just say is player defending. False. And then yeah, so I'm actually thinking about this now, and like a lot of this is kind of falling apart. We're gonna want we might want some like action state where like we have RPG character, which is just the stats of the character, or characters I should say, and we might like want some action state. So if they're attacking, or like if they're casting, if we have casts lasting multiple, or actions that cast multiple turns, and then I think we're gonna have to do some like upkeep if we want to do some of that stuff. So like at the turn end, then something triggers, or at the beginning of a turn something triggers. So like at the end of the turn, if you're poisoned, and you take some percentage of damage, or you just take some flat damage, right, or whatever. And then at the beginning of your turn, you might need to roll if you're paralyzed or not. It's like, oh, can you actually act this turn? It's like, oh no, you're paralyzed. I know this is very similar to Pokemon right now. I'm just kind of in a Pokemon mindset, but these can be applied to other RPGs as well. So yeah, I'm unsure what that system is going to look like. I haven't actually professionally made like an RPG system, but I just know that right now we're just trying to get two things hitting each other, and then we'll kind of rethink what we want out of the systems and how to actually design the system hopefully correctly. And yeah, so the other thing too is like if we go down here, and then if we have like is enemy defending, and that's true, then we need to check up here if they're defending, and they need to mitigate the damage. So it kind of becomes a complicated thing. So that's what I was saying. Either we store some of this information in the RPG character, or we have some sort of like action data. That accompanies the RPG character. Because I think this RPG character stuff is good to have that persists outside of the game, because like I said, depending on how we go, if we do a pure endless RPG where you just keep going at battle after battle, then there are going to be checkpoints every so battles where you can either rest at a campfire potentially, or stay at an inn and like get all of your health up, or do some other action depending on what we decide to do. So there is value in having the RPG character not be data only for combat. However, that being said, like this, whose turn it is, and like the who's if the player's defending or taking some other action, like that is probably, I think that's basically just only going to happen during combat. So we might need like some state that holds the combat, and then when we have two actions, yeah, then when two RPG characters take actions against each other, they will also have that state, and then it will go through the various things. The other thing, the reason why I'm doing this with C is because I kind of want to move away from the object-oriented stuff, just to kind of play around with different styles of programming. So if I pause and think about stuff, or if I talk very long, it's because I'm trying to like rationalize how to do things. So yeah, completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, when I was originally talking about this stuff, I was kind of thinking like, oh, I need a lot of data and I need a lot of classes. And then so recently, like literally 2 sentences ago, I was thinking more about doing things in a functional, procedural way. So we'll see how that plays out for RPGs. This might not be a good case study for it, or rather it'd be a good case study to actually use object-oriented programming. So we will see. Okay, so it's not the player's turn. I think for this we're going to do make a damage value, and then it's going to use the enemy attack. I'm going to multiply float get random value. Same stuff, same percentages. Later that will be derived from an accuracy value or something like that. Yeah, and I don't know how to do that. I was just thinking like, oh, maybe that accuracy value that you show is like the floor of your accuracy, but that's not really good. So yeah, I don't know what an accuracy percent would be. I assume you would like roll. Oh, well, it's hard for like a range. Well, I guess accuracy is different than attack damage. So yeah, like we would maybe like your dexterity governs how good you hit. So the higher dexterity, the closer to 100% you get, and then your accuracy is like how frequently you will actually successfully land a hit. So yeah, before the damage even happens, we would be like, oh, I'm going to attack. Can I, or did I hit? Okay, I hit, then I'm going to do damage. So player. Defending damage just becomes, I don't know. That, and then we're going to do player health minus And then it just immediately becomes player's turn. Oh, oops. That was wrong. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. 1. Okay. 1 again. Okay. -3. What was that? I did 5 damage. 8. Did 7 damage. So that was a pretty good hit. 6 damage. That was pretty good. So the max I can do is 8. What was that? 7? That was pretty good. That was 5. What was that? That was 6. 7. And 7 again. What am I? 21. What's the max they can do? Because he only did 3 there. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, his range is probably going to be lower. Right? Because I don't know when this rounds up. Also, are these floats? I made these floats, right? Oh, no, I made those ends. Okay. Well. Huh. I wonder if I want to change that. I want to change that. I thought I had all these floats. It makes sense that they're ends though. Let's change that. But to what? Because get random value is already good. Okay, well let's just delete till G. Well, let's just say 1 because we've already decided we can attack. So yeah, we'll just go from 1 to the most you can do for now. I don't think I had a piece of fruit. I do this thing where like I eat and then after I eat, oh, I didn't test this either. And I wonder how this is gonna go. Maybe we should 4. How do we log? Trace log, I think it's what it's called. Oh, cool. They have so good stuff. I'm so excited I can't even use my words. Things are good. Good things are in this library. Damage. Enemy dealing this much after their defense. Oh, that's not how you do things in this language. It's a D. D's nuts. Oh, it should be I, right? We're gonna defend. Okay. I'm dealing 2. Defend 0. Okay, so it can be 0. 1. Yeah, so I think if the enemy does 1 damage, then it just goes down to 0. The enemy does 2 damage, I think it goes down to 1. And if the enemy does 3 damage, it just ends up going down to the 2. 2, okay. And how much damage do I do? That was a lot. What was that, 7? And then I did 3. I did 3 again. Oh, I did 7. Oh, 8. There we go. That's a full attack. Okay. So that's good. We don't thinking about how to get these systems going. Okay. Oh, I guess I should make sure chat's working. Uh-oh, how do I go to the... uh-oh. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm thinking what to do for UI. Oh, we could just draw shapes. What's the difference between an image and a texture? These functions do not require GPU access. Okay, so if I want to do image manipulation off of the GPU, image software, okay. I can still do a CPU based stuff. Texture loading functions require GPU access, which is what I want. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I wonder how models work with texture. Okay, so if we had sprites, we would want to use this. Okay, that's basically everything you need. So this is the UV coordinates into the texture, or the sprite rather, and then position is the world position you want it in, and then tinting if you want the tinting. What is pro? Try part of the texture defined by a rectangle with the pro parameters. Oh, okay. I don't know what destination means. Origin, so you can rotate about it. So those are like the upper left rotating. You might want like the center to be rotating. So I think you define that. Stretch stretches or shrinks nicely. Oh, interesting. I don't think I'd use that. Maybe for like particle effects. Right, because I could have probably the same texture drawn at different stages. I don't think I use Pro. Oh yeah, no, I think I would use Pro because I'd want origin to be like the center. I'm imagining like particles spinning like in the center, and they just kind of like bloom out, right? So that would be good. Here I want to see, draw a model, upload mesh, materials, there we go, material count. Oh, materials from a model file, interesting. Set material texture, map name, material map diffuse, material map specular. Okay. Right. How do you draw? Mesh. Update mesh buffer. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's how you do. Mass instruments, forms, instances. Okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, if I understand this correctly, the texture already kind of does batches. So if you're using like the same texture and you say draw texture in different places at different times, then I believe it just kind of, I think it's like 8,000 textures or 8,000 instances of a drawable thing. I'm gonna kill this. Oh no, shit. Guys, I fucked up. I tried to kill the spider and I didn't kill it all the way, and it went like underneath the wall. Like you have those little floorboards, the molding, and it like went underneath the molding. So if I died at night, that's the spider. The spider came back to finish the job. I guess take revenge because I didn't finish the job. All right, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. Oh, I can get some water. Hold on. Also get some water. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm like half asleep. I'm gonna stand up. He says as he sits down, I just like want the desk to rise and I just want to like wave goodbye to everyone, just like bye. Oh, this makes the lighting way worse. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Okay, that's, oh no, not really. Can I move this? Okay, I was being lazy. I will not be lazy. I'm so sorry. Better over here. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh shit, shit. No. Oh no, don't die. Don't like me. Yeah, look the monitor. There you go. Maybe something like that. Nope, that is not. I'm a professional. Ugh, I hate how it's like, I have to be like way over here and that's just not where I am. It needs to be angled more outward. Having a little technical difficulties if you just joined, sorry. I'm probably not going to stay long enough for you to hear that because there's such a delay on my stuff. Yeah, he left. This dude's talking with his camera. He's a fucking idiot. Well, shit, maybe I can be more center. Sure, yeah, there we go. I went the wrong direction. All right. Yeah, let's get, we're just gonna do some quick UI stuffs. UI, we're gonna draw shapes for the UI right now. This is just gonna be for the player, so we're gonna be underneath wherever that is. So screen height minus 250. Yeah. Okay, so draw a rectangle. We probably actually want a rect. Attack button. What is that gonna be? Oh, I guess I don't know. Do I know? I know. 5 screen height minus 200 is the position, and then how wide do we want that? I hate the camera being there. Ugh. Fuck my monitor up. Let's just see my TV now. I have a slightly more interesting room. Oh, that's why I moved it. Maybe I can Dremel that. Okay, so how thick is this boy gonna be? That, and then that. That sounds good. And we're just gonna do 5, 135. So I did that because it's 5 in from the attack button, right? And then plus 120, which is the thickness of the attack button, and then I give it 20 or 10 pixel spacing between the two. And it's going to be the same everything else, because it's on the same Y. It's just going to be next to each other. Yeah. You're just supposed to know what that means. Okay, and then we can draw a rectangle. Rectangle rec. And that's just the attack button. And then draw rectangle rec defend. Then equal down Y. Okay, and then we're gonna draw text. Say attack. Where we're gonna put that? We're gonna like like 20. Oh, we probably need more information up there, don't we? Rectangle rec. Oh, and then a color. What color should be? Red. And this is gonna be like blue. Ink, paste, defend, button, defend. Delete till big B. Oops. Rectangle. Oh shit, rectangle again. I'm just missing the T's. It's only on defend too. I'm trying to type too fast. Okay, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Do these work? No. No, they don't. Oh, we can make those probably not suck. Let's make those not suck. Whoop. So we're gonna add tag button dot width times 0.5. This is gonna look better. It's not gonna look good because we need to also take into account the length of the text. Sorry, I still don't like where my camera is. What if is this just gonna fix? No, that's gonna make things worse. Oh no. I want it more that way. If I make it more center. Alright, I'll mess with that later. I'm sorry, everyone. Oops. I think we can also do like 10. Because our max height should be 20. So we just know that half of that is 10. And we can do the same thing with the defend button. Or the defend text. Whoops, not with the tag. Fuck. Plus 10. Yay! Don't look at that. That is not good. Oh yeah, that's because I did the thing. I did the thing. Maybe one minus. that, and let's do 25. And we're doing 25 to compensate that we're not doing the width, which we really should just be doing the width. Oh, that is absolutely terrible. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, we need to do 75, right? No, we're adding. Yeah, 75. Let's go back. Let's oh. Yeah, I think 25 was correct. I just did it on the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. That's okay, right? Then we're gonna do up here for input, if it's the player's turn, if, do we get a mouse button? Yeah, out button pressed. And we'll get the mouse position. Cool. Is mouse button pressed. Whoops, I assume 0 is left. Whoops. Yeah, but let's use the enum. So, how does C work? I could see, pun. I can see pros and cons for both. Sometimes in C, when you're interrupting with like different stuffs, it's nice to just have untyped things and just be like, oh yeah, no, it's an int. But from like a usability standpoint, like me consuming the thing, I get that it's very flexible. It's just very difficult to like figure out like, oh, what enum is associated to this thing. I don't know enough about writing APIs and consuming APIs, I guess, to really make a direct stance on anything. Sorry, I was reading more of the code because I noticed that if you need data passed in, you can use a struct. I think it would have been nice. I don't know how enums work in C, so maybe this is fine to not use this. Like maybe this isn't typed up as an int, so if you just wanted to use 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and not use the enums, then you can. But if it was typed, it would force you to use it. So I think that's the exact reason why. I think that's the exact reason why they leave it open, because I believe if you have it typed for the enum, then if you put a 0, I think it might yell at you, and you either have to cast it or like keep a variable that is that enum, which would probably get annoying. Actually, it would get annoying. I think it's fine, but it'd be nice maybe if the comments were like, oh, this is associated to this enum, so I can just search for that enum and then get to it. But I guess just searching the project for mouse is fine as well. Okay, so that's done. Now we're gonna go to vector 2 for the mouse position. Get mouse position. Is it pause or position? Position. Okay, and then here we can see if we're gonna go back down to the, is it check collision? Yeah, we can just check if there's a point. Pause, and then where's the attack button? And then we do our attack here. Which I guess I can just move this stuff over to that. P. And then down. We're gonna yank this first. P. Then, yeah. That. Now we're gonna grab this. So yank down. P. Okay. Okay, attack, that worked. Defends, that seems to work. Oh no. Okay, well that's a bug. We need to say that the player is not defending. Because we just get a defense the entire time. Did I build? Shoot, we're gonna defend once. I didn't build. Attack, defend once. Okay, perfect. Yay, we got buttons. Look at that. People think making a UI is hard. No. Make your Rex. Rectus. Still don't like the camera. It's okay. What else should we make? Because we kind of prototyped turn-based combat. I'm thinking a lot about status effects, enemy AI. I feel like I need to write some stuff down so I don't get too distracted, but I'm not sure exactly what we should do. What we would define as a vertical slice for this type of game. Rufu Scott, thanks for the like. It's a very systems heavy game. Maybe we should get I'm trying not to go like into function pointer. Sorry, I was thinking what to do next, and I think it'd be advantageous to get a sprite representation of the two characters on screen. I think that will kind of move things forward for our prototype. And I was thinking like, oh, if we have sprites on the screen, which is just step one, which we can probably do with the time we have left, and then also we're going to work towards maybe like animating. So if they attack, they're going to like dash, like the old Pokemon games when they couldn't really do too much. When it wasn't like a special attack, it would just move the character right and just do an attack, and then the enemy character would like flash or whatever, or flicker or whatever. I think doing animations like that would be fun. This is turning into like a Pokemon game, and that's not that is not the intent. I want this to be, maybe I do want it in a Pokemon game. I don't know. Maybe it'd be fun. Maybe that could be the persistence, is that the moves you learn throughout the way, like you have access to those skills, and each like character that you start out with is like a Pokemon or a monster or something. That might be interesting, and then maybe you could like evolve those Pokemon. Maybe you can evolve the monsters into like bigger monsters, and that could also add into the persistence of like the rogue-esque genre. But then we would get, it's a new month, oh, Mint Mobile. But it would get into like odd territory. I guess Pokemon still does kind of have items, but not like equipment. I guess we don't have to be like, we can still have monsters that learn moves and level up and evolve. And they can also just wear battle armor. Like, fuck it. Sure, Pikachu wielding a greatsword. Pika P, motherfucker. So yeah, I think that'd be advantageous to kind of see how that all plays out, how I want to program that. Because for now, how do I want to do that? I assume I would want to wait for some function. So this is why I want to prototype it, because I think that they'll dictate out the structure of the code and how I want to organize everything, because that's kind of what, anytime I'm silent on this stream, that's kind of how I'm thinking of like, okay, like this is fine for attack and defend and an AI that only attacks you immediately, but like the AI should probably maybe wait a couple frames and decide what it's going to do, and like, or maybe not. I guess most RPGs, they basically attack immediately or do their action immediately, but like the action actually needs a process, right? So they need to like animate like throwing something at you. I know I swung a sword, but like whatever, right? They need to like animate doing something. So I think if we have a better understanding of that, how that looks like, then I'll decide like, oh, I want to use function pointers to handle all the state of this stuff, where we're basically just every loop or update is a function pointer, whether that's waiting for whether that's processing and waiting for an animation, and then dealing damage, and then changing turns, and then it goes up to like upkeep, and then as soon as upkeep is done, it changes the current update function to like something else. And like, who knows, maybe this is just terrible. Maybe we just need like a state machine, really, of like, maybe it's an enum, or like an integer or whatever, right? Of just like, okay, like this is character. Like we just don't know whose turn it is. Like there's no distinction of player and enemy. And then it's just like, okay, we're just gonna run through this function, which is very similar to what function pointer is. It's just laid out in a different way. I think that could get messy. That's a lot less flexible, because you have to have an enum for each thing. So if I wanted an enum for like an attack animation, I guess if it was generic, it would just be a generic like upkeep, wait for input for player, and this could also just be an instant thing. Like we still wait for input for enemy, but it's a frame of like, we wait for input, okay, input is decided, next frame we actually process the input. So it would be as if the enemy AI reacts instantly, or with a frame delay technically. And then after it like goes through the wait for the input, then it will process the action. So that will probably animate the action depending on what action it is, and then it would process the action, so actually deal the damage. And again, maybe we don't want to do it that way. Maybe we want to process, maybe we don't want that outside of the state machine where the animation deals damage at a certain point within the animation. Because you probably don't want to like swing a sword, like move to the character, swing a sword, move back, and then have the damage like numbers go by. Now that I say that out loud, I think a lot of games do that. But I think it'd be a lot cooler if like the point of impact, the damage numbers happened or could happen if we wanted to. So yeah, we could do it that way. So let me write some stuff. Turn based state, either function pointers. Function pointers, flexible, I need a spell checker in neovim. Do you think I was gonna? Oh, it doesn't have an A at all. Flexible. Are there any cons? So I think this is like flexible, I guess error prone. Might be confusing. That's another thing that's kind of odd about programming, is like if you don't know something, then things are incredibly difficult to comprehend. And I think your ego gets in the way, seeing things on Twitter, and myself included, where like you're quick to judge some particular structure that you don't immediately understand how to read, and it's easy to just say, oh, that's spaghetti code, because you don't understand it. But I think we lose a lot by doing that instead of trying to understand the code. And gain that comprehension, then I feel like we've kind of just written off a lot of ways of doing things just because you don't understand it after looking at it for 2 seconds. Or maybe 5 minutes. Enum based state machine. Let me make this. Let's see. Pro. Maybe that should be a comma. Flexible. Con. Let's see. Enum based state machine. Pro. I don't know if this will be confusing or not, now that I think about it. Structured con. Might be less flexible. Might be less flexible. Potentially. I guess another con is maybe this might be not true for just specifically the enum state machine, but because it's, I feel like it might be rigid. Rigid. Need a spell checker. Ridge wallet. Rigid body. Rigid body. Rigid. Yeah, okay. Oh, does it have a... Oh, that'd be sweet if it like pronounced it for you. Oh, can you like go to the definition?
Rigid.
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 See, there's even a D, like... You see that D? You see how there's no D? Like, why English? Why? Okay. Maybe that's flexible. What was I gonna say? Rigid functions. Yeah, I feel for whatever reason, I think this might be true for both, so I don't know. I might delete that later, but like, I feel like for the enum based state machine, because it's structured, you kind of have to think about the flow and like what each function needs. And as soon as, in my experience, I feel like as soon as something needs to change, we can't. Or we have to like do crazy hacky shit. So okay, yeah, I think this is why I'm leaning more towards the function pointer. So if we go to proc state, right, and then we have, maybe we give it the state. I don't think we want to proc. I think we want to update state. We're just going to do an int state, right? And so then we'll do like a switch state, and then case 0. Here we're going to be like do upkeep, and then case 1 we do pull input, and this could also be for the AI, right? But see, that's the problem now, is that like pull input, like we have to know like what the character actually is. We have to know, we need to know more about what the RPG character is that is executing that, so we can't just generically pull the input. And then animate action, right? And then if case, I know my cases aren't formatted correctly, but whatever. So and then here we'll just do this case. So this is going to actually process the damage. And then case 4. What's after? Oh, like end turn, right? And then break, and then I guess default. You done fucked up. Right, and so this is going to be called every frame, and we're going to have the end state, and we're probably going to pass in a bunch of stuff. But so like, see here, so like we can do upkeep generically, we just pass in whose turn it is, right? And we can do pull input, and we can do that. I think we can, well, no, actually that's where we come into problems, because now we need to know what RPG character it is, and like, then maybe we have to have like a different, maybe we could have a function pointer of like what input means for this character, whether it's processing like an AI brain that just decides on an action based off of the parameters, or waiting for the player's input to click a button, right? So there are ways around it, but I just feel like this is brittle. This becomes super brittle. And then animate action, I think this is fine. I think this would be generic enough. We don't necessarily need to know too much, depending how the whole system works, right? Like that's another another issue entirely. Then here we have process action, which this can be debatable. We can either call this in here if we want to, or we can call process action. And then we end turn. And so this is like to process poison or whatever. Or if you have like a hot on you, maybe it gives it to you at the end of turn instead of the beginning of turn. I don't know. But yeah, like here I'm just afraid that things get too generic. Like function pointers for me personally, I think that that gives me the ability to be that cowboy programmer. So if I want to, because I don't need to like make anything generic, right? I can just say like, oh, I want to do this, and maybe it can be fixed a little bit. So like I assume we're gonna have like some battle state. Whoopsie. So type def struct battle state, right? And so we're gonna have like so I think this is gonna know things, RPG character, or we're gonna characterize certain data as things that we know. So it's gonna be like whatever the player is, and then this is gonna be the enemy, or RPG character. This might be an array, right, of enemy, because we might have more than one enemy, or we don't, you know, and we make that not a pointer, right? And then it can have, that's probably it, but maybe this keeps track of whose turn it is. Current, right? I don't know, maybe, I don't know. And then maybe that alleviates some of the problems that I have with this, and we just do battle state. BS. And then we would pass that into all the functions, and then maybe pull input. I don't know. I still think we would have issues with pull input specifically, but like back to the cowboyness of it all, I could instead of pull input, I could just go with the function pointers. I would be able to just I don't know why I made that end. Maybe I thought it would. I don't know. I don't think I was thinking for that. But yeah, we would have like two like wait for player input, right? And then like that would take in like the battle state. Right, and then we can also have what do I want to call this? Maybe just process enemy, oops, input battle, oops, battle state. Right, and so with these we can just link have like a type def function. I forgot how to do that exactly, but I'd have to look up how to do it, but we type def a function prototype basically, or basically yeah, something that takes in a battle state, and then we would what do I want to call this? Battle state func or something, right? And then we'd have like battle state func pointer current process func, right? And then, so I don't know, maybe, I think this just passes the buck down somewhere, right? or I guess it doesn't pack this buck down somewhere. So the input state passes the buck, where in that as you call things, you have to make a decision later in the process. So like you call update state and you're like, oh, what state are we? Oh, we're in the pull input state. Okay, in pull input state. Instead of actually pulling the input, we have to decide whose turn it is and how to process their input. Whereas if in the function pointer we can go up a couple nodes or a couple calls in the function and just in the call graph and just make a decision before, like we just know after the player's turn it's like the next person's turn, right? And we figure that out in the end turn, whatever that function looks like. If that's a generic one for all players, then yeah, maybe we have a turn order. Maybe battle state keeps like a turn order and a current, right? Where we put the player and the enemy in like a big old array, where we link them together or something. I don't know. But that is something we could do. But yeah, essentially the problem is that I don't know if I want to make decisions deep in here or make it above. So because the only thing that we're really doing here is that here still has to find the enemy, right? So like on top, let me back up here, we have to figure out who exactly is the player, or who exactly is the current how do I want to word that? We need to figure what pulling input means for the current RPG character, right? And so that's very difficult to do because it's so generic right now that we don't know exactly whose turn it is and what they should be using. So we have to like figure that out some way, right? Which oftentimes leads to janky code of just like battle state having like is player's turn, right? And then when you go through, so if you have a collection of RPG characters, right? And then you so you know who the player is, and you have like a list of enemies for the given battle, and then you have just the big old mush of players, RPG characters in the correct order based off of their stats or whatever, right? Then you have to like basically do a compare, like after that, the end of the turn, you have to like, okay, who's the next turn, or do I loop, right? Or like who's the next person? Is that the player, or is that not the player, basically? And then if it's not the player, then in pull input you would do the AI thing. If it is the player, then you would do the wait for player thing, right? And so like I feel like for this game specifically, maybe we either have to do that outside of pull player or pull input, or we can, because we kind of know more about the structure of the program and our data, then we can just make that decision way before we get to like this. And the other thing with this is that like these specific functions need to know like what goes next, right? So like wait for player input is pull input, and then so once it gets something from the player, then it updates the current process function to animate action. And animate action might make sense, like might be generic, might make sense. If we're just playing like a sprite animation waiting for a duration, then that might be fine. But if we want to do anything special, then we now have the flexibility to kind of do that. Like if one of these people, one of these RPG characters makes a decision to do like a super cool move that has tons of special effects, that might call something not generic and animate action, right? Because like we might like turn down the lights and then like do a big like Akuma like finishing move, right? Which might be cool. And I feel like doing stuff like that kind of breaks this flow, right? Because now you just have to add a bunch of special cases, whereas if we're a function pointer, we kind of know that we selected that special move up here, and so we can change that. And you might be thinking, or I actually just thought, you're probably not actually thinking this, you probably just like, can you program? I don't actually care about your architecture. But anyway, I was thinking in poll input, you could also make that distinction and like change how this works or change what it's called here. But at that point, you're basically using function pointers. So just use function pointers for everything. Thank you for joining my TED talk on RPG, on state machines, I guess. I'm calling all this out. And then I am also thirsty and I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna take a break real quick here. I'm gonna open up again because we're gonna need that. Hopefully that wasn't what caused the crash yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna make a new, oh, we're probably not gonna be that. I'm gonna do 128, 128. Let me zoom in here. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, that's not also what I wanted. I wanted the brush. Oh, that's a big brush. All right, BRB, gonna go to the bathroom, get some water. Be back in a second. It is so warm. It's not like warm. It's kind of warm in the apartment. But it's like 60 something degrees out, but it's like so muggy and humid. Yeah, it just feels super warm and I sweat like super easily. Anyway, I'm back. Oh, E is not erase. Okay, what is Shift E is the eraser tool. Alrighty, we probably don't need alpha for this. I'm just gonna paint red for the enemy. Going to file, export as, not my key pass. Where's my code? There we go. Go inside. Do you want to go inside? Okay, thank you. RPG data. Yeah. Enemy. Oh. Enemy. Yeah. What do we want? Do we want blue for the player? Do we want green? Blue. Boom. File. Whoop. File. Player. Yeah. Oh, I should have clicked some of those options. I wonder if that's why it's so big. P and then data. Oh, okay. Well, no, those are small. I guess that's only 128 by 128. That's fine. Sorry, getting distracted. All right. So yeah, like I said, I think we need to figure out how drawing sprites and works. These paths are relative, BT dubs. We learned that in Breakout. Okay, so these are just texture TD, player sprite, reload texture, data player ping. Oops. Right. Draw texture, player, sprite. Do that on an X and a Y. I don't know, like 200 screen height minus 250 minus 128. Oh. And then 5575 or 6. That's fine too. I'm kind of just pulling these numbers out of thin air, and I need to make these actually a vector because we need to actually animate these later. But for now, let's just get them on the screen. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Look at that. We got our Pokemon. Let's add. Oops. Oh yeah, I should turn those off. I mean, just kind of saved my ass, but we told W. Do player pose, and then we need to V. Oops. Tell W. I want to delete 2W. Or delete it to the second W. Does this compile? Yay. Look at that. Okay, well, the easy part's done. Which is loading and positioning sprites. Thanks, raylib. Now we got a lerp. I'm sure they have lerp. Oh, probably in their math. I guess his math. Yeah, they do have a lerp. Oh, they have a vector 2 lerp, right? Yeah. Cool. Man, I hate my pump. My computer's like liquid cooled, and I think it's just running full bore. I need to take it apart and clean everything. I recently cleaned the CPU block and it was gunked up because there was an issue with my fans. Thanks, Connect. And I'm unsure if the pump is affected or if the GPU block is also gunked up. There's tons of back pressure. Because of that, the pump reservoir like froths my liquid in the reservoir. It'll like churn it and like create a bunch of air bubbles and cycle a bunch of air bubbles through it. And so what that ends up with, because of how my computer is laid out, I have the GPU is normally like this, but I have it like this, and because it's the tower, so all my inputs are on top. I plug all my HDMI cords and my USB cord stuff and mouse keyboards and all that are like up there. And so as like the little reservoir down here, yeah, we'll say it's down here, as that water gets pumped up, it like gets trapped in the radiator, and every once in a while due to heating and expansion, like that water or me moving it, because I notice that it's happening, or me moving it, the air pockets will get into the GPU, and the GPU will just have like little air pockets up here and like and channels here, and like I have acrylic one so I can like see it, so I'm just like looking, it's facing me. By the way, it's like I had it mirrored for you guys, but like it's facing me and I can just see everything. And yeah, sure enough, I shook it last night to get it all out of the GPU block, all the air pockets out of the GPU block. And I'm just sitting here and there's just like, I just see a couple bubbles going in and getting collected, and little small pockets become little bigger pockets, and I'm just like, but yeah, I need to go through it and clean it, and probably just turn down the freaking pump speed, because it's going probably way too fast. I also think that the GPU block is gunked up, but probably going to take apart the CPU block one more time, make sure it's fine, and then spend the time to take apart the entire GPU block. It's not too bad, I guess, but it's just more involved, because you have all the heat pads that you have to make sure you get in the correct order and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to move, hopefully soon. So I was waiting to do that, because when I move, I'm gonna probably, I need to drain it at the least, and I should probably take the GPU out and put it in its own thing. And then I guess if I wanted, I could be lazy and just drain it and plumb it all back up and just leave it as is. But if any of the tubes break, or if the GPU snaps, then on the PCI snaps, and that's going to be a very expensive change. And yeah, not looking forward to that. But anyway, let's animate. So okay, I know I said that, hey, we should get some animation in play. But without actually having a system in place to like wait for turns, that's kind of difficult to do. So what I could do is either we just start working on the animation or the state machine right now, the function pointer state machine right now, or we continue doing if statements and just write a nice little lerp function that does the things. I'm thinking of what to do. I think we're gonna do the cheap thing. Then why does it do that? You know you compile correctly. Why are you over there? Okay, I guess that makes sense. I think we need more information. Ooh. Might have to end the stream soon. Yeah, because it's going to need callbacks, because it needs to know what to do after it's animated. Because we can go into here and be like, maybe we just, oh, okay, here. That's what we'll do. We'll have it take damage first, which is cheesy, and then we will say, hey, we're animating, so don't process the decision-making stuff yet. Then after it's done animating, it'll go back to the decision-making process yet. And so these guys will attack immediately and rinse and repeat. And we're only going to focus on attack animation. So I know it's not robust. We're just prototyping these mechanics to kind of iron out essentially what I don't like about anything. So I'm going to try to focus up and get that done real quick before I hop onto a call with my beautiful significant other. So let's see here. I think we're gonna find an animation as going to the target and back. Yeah. Yeah. That might be difficult. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. Oh, maybe we don't. Maybe. No, okay, so we can do, where's delta time? So t plus, time plus delta time. We need to figure out how to get that. Then we're gonna call animate sprite right. Then we're gonna give it the player position and then our target, which is the enemy position, and then we're gonna make that not a pointer because that doesn't need to be modified in any way within the time. And then here we're gonna be like if time. Oh, I guess I don't. Whoop. Time is greater than or equal 1. Then we're done. If back from target is animated. Why does else do that? Why does... True. And then time equals 0, and then we need to, we need a destination. So we need to keep the start, okay, fuck. To destination. I'm not even gonna put position. Destination. So here we need to switch the destination equals start position. Oh fuck. This only works, shit, this only works for player. Let me add to. I'm kind of trying to do this fast because I almost have to go. Where am I? Okay. So this is not quality code we're thinking. I'm just kind of trying to prototype things. Okay, so destination equals start position, right? Okay, and then position is, okay, whatever. Yep, okay, that's fine. I think this all works. Time, yep, okay, and then back from target. Or not. And then we don't need to reset anything. Okay. Although I guess we should. And then when we attack. Okay. And so what are we doing here? So start position equals player position destination equals enemy position. And then let's see, our position equals a pointer to player position. And then no, enemy position, destination equals player position, and then position equals enemy position. Yeah, and then I think it doesn't matter that we switch all these because we go into is animating. Oh. Is animating true. Okay, let's see if this, that's right, I need delta time. I think I got it in breakout. Okay. Oh, and they went too. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, am I not calling? Wait, what? Oh. Animate sprite doesn't fucking do anything. Oh my god. So what might have happened? I don't know though. Okay, so we're gonna do vector to lerp. Does this return a new vector to lerp in place? So we need a dereference start and t. And yeah, this returns something, so I wonder if I can just reassign. Oopsies, not what I wanted. Nope. Oh, do I not reset the state? Okay, and it looks like it's ignoring my input. So that's good. Okay, so everything's fine. Everything does work. Kind of thought this was going to be more complicated. Most of this maybe should have been in there, and then we just gave it delta time, or maybe we just updated delta time and then did a bunch of this stuff in here. Well, we'd need all these variables. Yeah, and like I said, this is not very good. Thinking of another way to do this instead of keeping reference to all these. I mean, obviously we'll need the current position, but we can also have, maybe we have a chain of things to interpolate between. So we take time. To interpolate between position and then destination, and then once we're at destination, we reset and we go from effectively destination, but it's still position, to like destination plus plus, right? Or destination, whatever the next one is in the array, if there's anything left. That way we don't have to do a bunch of this like stuff, and we know all this information ahead of time, so we don't have to keep track of like all of this. We could just say like current position is the player position, and then I want to go here, which is the enemy position, and then after the enemy position I want to go here, which is back to the player position as it is right now. we need to copy that over. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. I don't know. I kind of want to work on this and eventually like sell the game. So I'm probably going to, or that's the goal at least. So I'm probably gonna start working on it like outside, like off stream. My frame rate suddenly get bad, or am I just noticing that? It's weird. No errors so far. So yeah, I might work on this later. So maybe Wednesdays are going to be like a, hey, here's what I worked on like Monday and Tuesday, and then this is what we're going to work on today. And then the first half of Saturday streams are going to be like, oh, this is what I did or didn't get done Thursday and Friday, and potentially Saturday morning. And then I'll actually start working on stuff. Yeah, I think that might be good practice for me to, instead of going on tangents and kind of explaining potential architectures, I think it might be nice for me to off stream kind of also do work and then come back and be like, okay, this is what I did and why. And I think that'd be pretty beneficial. Also, I'm just now realizing I cropped my camera a lot, so maybe my camera position is actually fine. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is fine. Maybe I just have it cropped incorrectly. Okay, so if I just crop this one a little bit, maybe we go back up here. Sure, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Look at that. Well, that fixed that problem. All right, well, I think that's it for now. I don't really want to get into anything because I think I need to start doing more architectural stuff because I've kind of had enough of this stuff. But yeah, I think so far this is a pretty good prototype. Yeah, we can attack. It doesn't attack. Look at that. We can defend if we want. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe we gray those out. We're gonna do that real quick, actually. Do I want dark gray? Probably want dark gray. Oopsies. This is gonna do the thing. No idea why it does that. Actually, you know what? I can probably just put both of those like in there. You know, whoops. Because these aren't being drawn on top of anything. As long as the text is drawn after both of them are drawn, it's fine. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, shit. Oh, maybe I should do if it's player's turn. That actually might look better. for that one frame. Sometimes it is the simple things. Oh, fuck. What? It should be the player's turn though. Oh. Yeah, that was, oh my gosh, that's what I was trying to get rid of. Why? Okay, so it's, okay, so we want it dark gray if it's not the player's turn or we are animating. Then we can't select anything after we can, then that. Okay. And remember that this is just the drawing, the collision, or the actual input collision stuff is what we're already handling it in a different area. Okay, cool. This is what I expect. Okay. No flash. Okay. And then my turn. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at that. And then defend. Defend works. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So yeah, right now we can also add attack timing to this because right now it's like 1 second. Also, it holds. I don't know why it holds. Maybe I'm doing some calculations incorrectly. I'm unsure. But anyway, I think this is a good start. A little basic RPG. I know we don't have the endless aspect of it. I'm debating if I should make... Yeah, no, I think it'd be better to kind of formalize the structure knowing that I'm going to add stuff to this first. So like we'll get one combat done correctly, because after that it's just going to be like a series of combats, and we're just going to take in whatever the player's RPG character data is from the previous round into like the next round, right? Even if we make like a new battle data or whatever, however that's handled. I think that's complexity that we don't need to prototype currently. That is originally kind of what I was thinking. But maybe if it might be worth making the enemy do more interesting things. Maybe like 1 or 2 interesting things, like, and the enemy like actually deciding what to do. I don't know if I should do that as part of the formal structure of the combat system, or if I should do that after, or rather before all of that formalization. Unsure. Ooh, ah, so good. Defend. 0 down damage. Get wrecked. Oh. All right, well, that's it for today. Maybe later tonight and tomorrow I will off stream kind of work on the formalization of this, because I'm unsure the best way to do it. I'm leaning towards function pointers to kind of handle the state machine, as I think that's flexible, and they can kind of know what the next thing will be, which I think is good and desirable. Yeah. So hopefully I'll talk about some of those formalizations on Wednesday. Yeah, okay, pretty good stream. A lot better than last time. I didn't crash, so that's good. And yeah, I feel like I got a lot done, so I'm really feeling good. But yeah, I'll probably formalize some of that stuff off stream and finish up on Wednesday if I have time. We'll see how this week goes. But yeah, regardless, I will see you everyone Wednesday. So join me then.